What's poppin', gamers? It is top 4 of the Lost Woods Draft League, and this week I'm playing a good friend in the Sassy Sylveons, coached by Alek. There's a reason that we're right next to each other in the standings. It's because I had a pretty good season, but it's because Alek had a very great season as well. You see, he and I had the same number of match points, even though I won one more game than him. That means, he was getting a little bit further in his losses. He had a couple more 2-0s than I did on the winning side. And it's because his team's very scary. Looking at the matchup, if I shrink it back down, I was so close. I really meant to do that before I started recording. Either way, if we look at the matchup here, we can see why Alek went 6-2, locked up the 3rd seed, and why I'm very scared of outplaying him this week. And it's because he has just like the best balanced team. Like, I like to play balance, and I would love nothing more than to pilot Alek's team. Just those top 6. You've got Rillaboom, Farigiraf, Tyranitar, Corviknight, Klefki, and then you have Gastrodon or Passimian or Clefable. The best Follow Me user in Reg H. It's just so difficult to break through his team. And meanwhile, I've got some pretty scary guys. I have a lot of, I think in this matchup, I have a decent bit of Pokemon flexibility. I can bring some of the different, I can bring most Pokemon outside Frostmoth in this matchup. But, Alek has a pretty good idea of what my Pokemon are going to do. And that's kind of the fun part about going into this week, is because Alek and I both know each other, the way we play, and we know each other's teams extremely, extremely well. So it's going to be a mind game as much as it is a game. And I've been talking all week, the last week since I knew that I was going to play Alek, about how excited I am just to play real Pokemon, just to play balanced Pokemon, and to play balance the archetype as well. Like, I can just bring Fire, Water, Grass, he can bring Fire, Water, Grass, and we are just loving it from there. Or I can go with like a soft trick room mode, he can go with the soft trick room mode, a couple of my favorite ways to play. We both have tail room options. Like, it's beautiful. And we've also talked about how Alek and I are pretty certain about what the other person's going to bring, at least like 4 or 5 out of the 6 Pokemon. And I think Alek could absolutely guess at least 5 of the Pokemon I'm bringing, maybe all 6. I'm hoping I can get, a couple, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to see the Tyranitar, the Corviknight, the Farigiraf, the Clefable, and, probably the Gastrodon, Rillaboom, potentially a Passimian or a Malamar in there instead of, the Rillaboom or the Gastrodon. I think Klefki has a chance to make an appearance, but it's probably, if I had to put a guess in, I'm going to see these 6. The Passimian is scary, but I think these are his most consistent 6, and they just give me so much trouble to try to break through offensively, and they make the damage traits really, really difficult into his team. Because as kind of balancy as mine is, there's not a lot I can do against a Tyranitar. He's pretty strong. There's a reason he's second in the league in kills. I think maybe tied for first now. But looking at what I built for this week, I decided that Alek may know the 6 monster I'm bringing, but I'm doing my best to make sure he can't guess the sets. And that's why we're starting off with Choice Scarf Smeargle with Decorate, Soak, Switcheroo, and Memento, next to a Meowscarada with Covert Cloak, ready to Flower Trick any water types that Smeargle makes. And if they Terra and I can't soak them, I will simply Decorate to get a +2 Terra Grass Overgrow, potentially Flower Trick off into that target, and everything's dropping. Except for the Corviknight, but that's why we have Soak. And the Clefable, which could potentially be Unaware, that's also why we have Soak, is to turn that thing into a water type and let my grass and electric types kind of just run amok. You've got Pikachu up next, and I'm so excited to bring this guy out. I think this set is so much fun too. Works very well with Soak to turn things into water types. It also just does a ton of damage. The only electric resists on Alek's team are Rillaboom and the Gastrodon, and the Rillaboom I think is probably the least likely out of those 6 to make an appearance in this game, although I think it will probably still come because it's just that good. And the Gastrodon, which I have a Terra Grass Grass Knot for, that I am almost certain he's not expecting. That Terra Grass Grass Knot gets the Terra boost up to 60 base power, because it's normally, I think, a 20 base power move into Gastrodon because it's just so light. but it will one-hit KO with the amount of special attack investment I've got, and with the attack investment I've got, anything that is a water type on Alek's side is dropping. It is a very, very fun move. The other one is the Brick Break. My Brick Breaks will KO Tyranitar when I'm at +2. I'm very, very excited about that as well, to just pick up some surprise KOs with the Pikachu, and because Alek's team primarily is very, very slow, I'm going to be able to take advantage of that. You can see that reflected in the Pikachu's speed tier. I'm only faster than 1 point faster than Smeargle, because I think Rillaboom, who's Alek's fastest Pokemon, I think the fastest that Pokemon would run is 1 point faster than Smeargle. It has to be Jolly with a significant amount of investment to do that. And so I'm making my Pikachu 1 point faster than that, just to make sure I can outspeed Rillaboom. Worst case, I can Terra Grass in front of a Grassy Glide, and it'll only do 80%, because Pikachu's stats are that. The Meowscarada is extremely slow. For a Meowscarada, it's 1 point faster than max speed, or actually it's 2 points faster than max speed Jolly Rillaboom, which I think is really, really valuable here, because I make sure that I'm faster than this Rillaboom, and I get a lot of bulk in my Meowscarada, which makes it a lot more likely that I get put into Overgrow range for my Flower Tricks. The Smeargle with Choice Scarf is 1 point faster than my Meowscarada, and will be able to, ideally survive at least one hit. A Tyranitar Rock Slide isn't even a guaranteed 2-hit KO, depending on how much attack investment they have. So Smeargle, we're trying to be surprisingly bulky on our offensive mons this week, and then get by with these back three, who are kind of more of that balancy core. The Skeledirge, I'm really trying to pick up more KOs with Skeledirge this week. I just think it would be super funny if Skeledirge comes from 6 kills down in the playoffs to become the kill leader by the end of finals. And to do that, I need to have more kills than Tyranitar this week and win. And then have probably 3 or 4 more KOs next week with Skeledirge. It's a pretty standard set though. I'm Terra Ground to boost up my Earth Power damage and to resist any rock moves that Tyranitar wants to throw out. Speaking of rock moves, I'm running Shardy Berry Dragonite so that those rock typed moves from the Tyranitar will do half as much damage, or essentially normally effective, which is extremely big because, again, that Tyranitar is a problem. I need to find a way to get rid of it as soon as I can. And the best way that I can do that is force it to Terra, or just threaten it with super effective damage. That is the Low Kick on Dragonite, the Earth Power on Skeledirge, Brick Break on Pikachu, Flower Trick on Meowscarada. All of my Pokemon that have attacking moves, which admittedly is only 4 out of the 6, all of them have a way to hit Tyranitar super effectively before it Terras. And once it does Terra, that will free up the game a lot. I think a lot of this matchup relies on me forcing Alek's hand to Terrastalize a little bit earlier than he wants to, because this is going to be such an information-heavy game. I am playing Hyper Offense disguised as Balance, and he's probably playing either just super bulky Balance or Offense disguised as Balance as well. So I think a lot of these turns are going to be really narrow margins. So I need to be able to get information as soon as possible. The Terra Flying Terra Blast is because I just need as much damage as possible. Thunder Punch, another way for me to get the super effective damage on water types on Alek's side, as well as a way to hit Corviknight, which is pretty valuable. And Extreme Speed is just to keep him honest. I am not 100% convinced that the Farigiraf is going to be Armor Tail this week. I think there's a decent chance that he goes Sap Sipper because of Spores from Smeargle and Flower Tricks from Meowscarada. So I want to make sure I know that Farigiraf's ability. The plan is Smeargle, Meowscarada lead. If I go into the Farigiraf, I will always just decorate and Flower Trick because I expect the Farigiraf to either switch out or Terrastalize. And if that happens, then my +2 Flower Trick will just KO if I Terra Grass. But if it's Sap Sipper, of course it's going to do nothing. But if it's Sap Sipper, then I can Sucker Punch that later, and it frees up my Fake Out and my Extreme Speed as well, which is very, very valuable. Speaking of Gothorita, I guess it technically does have a damaging move in Fake Out, but it's really just here to be obnoxious and try to buy me some more turns. With Hypnosis, with Torment, and with Fake Out, all of 3 of those moves are going to make life just a little bit easier for all of my attacking Pokemon. And that's kind of the goal. The Trick Room there is really kind of just as a last ditch effort, in case Alek gets up Tailwind, but more so if I need to reverse Trick Room that he's already set, because for the most part I think my team is going to be faster this week, which I think is a huge benefit because I do have some very, very strong Pokemon. They are just not all the bulkiest in the world, and I am using my primary redirector as a funny Pokemon this week. I'm really excited about this team. It's for the record, just so everybody knows, first team all year with no testing input, no Colby involved in the creation of this team. He, the scheduling just didn't work out, and so I'm very happy with the way this team turned out. I cooked a pretty good amount, and this is a team that I think, number one, has the juice. I think I can win this game pretty quickly if things break my way. But it's a team that I'm going to be proud to lose with if it comes down to that. Just some beautiful Pokemon. I'm so excited. I love the Resist Berries. I love Throat Spray Torch Song, just getting +2 immediately. I love no attacking moves on Gothorita. The Smeargle set. Oh, the Cinema. I'm so excited for it. And just for posterity's sake, this is a shiny Dragonite. With that being said, I am already a little bit late to our match, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that, and I'll see y'all in a couple of minutes. Okay, ready to get started with the set against Alek. Said the good luck, have fun already. We're locking in. I know he's streaming this, so I'm hoping I don't embarrass myself here. Okay, Clefable, Corv, Titar, Gastro, Frigg, Passimian. Okay, so cool. What I had said. It's those 5, and then they have Passimian instead of Rillaboom. That checks out. But that's better for Pikachu because everything on this team is slower. He also doesn't have Fake Out, which means my Covert Cloak is a little bit wasted, but that's really good for Pikachu. I'm thinking I might just lead Pikachu. Is that crazy? To just do that immediately? No, because if they go Clef... Well, no, if they go Clef, I can just Soak and Volt Tackle it. And then I have Meowscarada in the back, which is very strong. I think it's D-Knight Meowscarada. No, Skeledirge feels a little bit bad here. No, I think it is Skeledirge and no Meowscarada. I'll keep that Pokemon in the back a little bit. But I think it is just Smeargle Pikachu. I think that's the funniest option. And then D-Knight and Skeledirge in the back. Okay. Yeah, I think we can just do this. Let me make sure I know actually my Calyx into the Tyranitar. If that is lead. Okay, it's Passimian and Farigiraf. Okay. It's Passimian Farigiraf. The Passimian can't be faster than Pikachu, right? Okay, it can be. If they're max speed Jolly, it can be faster. That's not great, actually. I didn't even think about the Passimian being max speed Jolly. Well, but it's the same thing, right? Where they wouldn't go max speed because they don't need to. So I will Decorate and Volt Tackle a Giraffe. They Drain Punch, and I die. Okay. That's really bad. They are max speed Jolly. The Decorate does not work, and they are probably clicking Trick Room. No, it's just T-Gleam. Okay. So I live. Okay. Good news, bad news. Bad news is everything that I have is slower than the Passimian. Good news is that D-Knight can do a good amount of damage still. But I think I need to go Dirge first. I'm just worried about like potential Dark Move from Passimian, but there's not a ton I can do about that. So I go D-Knight. How well does Passimian... Well, it's probably Focus Sash then, right? If it's max speed like that. I will still Decorate, and I'll still Terra Flying and Terra Blast the Giraffe. That was really bad. I should have just led Meowscarada. I didn't even think about how fast the Passimian could be. So that's bad. That's a huge bummer. Oh, they're Scarfed, because they were faster than my Smeargle, actually. Yeah, they're Scarfed. Oh, no, I didn't even realize that. Okay, so are they just going to Drain Punch Smeargle? I hope they overthink it a little bit. It doesn't look like they're overthinking it. So I'm not going to KO the Giraffe this turn, which is a bummer. Because I need to be at +2 to KO that. I should have gone Terra Ghost. Yeah, I didn't even realize they were Scarfed. That's so silly of me. Depending on how bulky they were, they may have been able to live +2 anyway. But at least we know they're Scarfed. Okay, yeah. They're not terribly bulky. And they do Trick Room. Okay, that's good, actually. Because now I go Dirge. And I will Torch Song the Giraffe. I actually want to Torch Song this slot and Terra Blast the Giraffe. Because if Passimian doesn't switch out, which, yeah, Passimian's going to switch out, but they'll probably switch into, like, T-Tar or something that's a resist. Yeah. So I'm able to at least get a good amount of damage while still KOing this for a Giraffe. That did a lot. And that did nothing. It will be very interesting here to see if the Tyranitar is faster than my Skeledirge. Because the T-Tar, Alek has been running a lot of speed on it. Skeledirge is naturally faster. I'm just running 4 speed on my Skeledirge. So if he's running like a decent bit of speed, then my Skeledirge will be faster, which is very good. What's not very good is this. But, oh, actually, wait, hold on. This is still winnable. I Protect here, and I just Terra Blast the Clefable, and hope that Terra Blast plus Extreme Speed KOs Clefable, and then I can try to Earth Power the Tyranitar next turn. That's going to be what we go for. Yeah, because he's just going to click Rock Slide. It goes into Protect. It's going to go into my Dragonite, but I am Chardy Berry, so I'll survive this hit. I can't flinch because I'm Inner Focus. And I do still survive after another turn of Sandstorm, which is good. No, that did nothing. And their Magic Guard. Okay. So they're not unaware. That's really good. Yeah, them not being unaware is really, really good. I'll Torch Song and I'll play for the miss with Rock Slide. No, they're just going to go for the Moonblast. Man, I should have Earth Powered. I don't think it KOs, is the thing. If they're Assault Vest, it doesn't KO. Pretty definitively. But at least I'm going to learn Speed Tiers here. Okay, they are slower than me. Cool. But Skeledirge will pick up a KO, which is very important. No. Oh, they're Goggles? Right? Hold on. I'm going to use the end of this clock to figure that out. Because, yes, Torch Song, if they're unaware, does that much. If they're not unaware, that should have KO'd. So they are Okay, so we got information. They're unaware, and they're goggles, and they're like the pretty standard set it looks like. One turn left of Trick Room. So to try to deny the Tyranitar a KO. Yeah, if I don't have an item, the knockoff still does so much. The knockoff is still going to KO me, but at least Skeleturge will pick up a KO this game. And I will Earth Power into T-Tar just to see if I can get that information. It should still KO Clefable, for sure. Okay, they are going to let me do that. Okay, that did like 60, 65. So I gave up the opportunity to take a KO in order to confirm that I think they're not they're not AV. Or if they are AV, they might be like just no bulk. No, that still did too much because the maximum it does with AV with no bulk is 56%, and that looked like it did like over 60. It looked like it did about 60. So we're gonna run that back, but I think they're not AV. I think they're Clear Amulet. Okay. So Scarf Passimian is a problem. And I've revealed Decorate on Smeargle. I know I said a lot about how this was a team I would be proud to lose with. That didn't feel good. So we're going to try to make this at least a game 3. I think it is the game plan, though. And I can go Goth and Dirge. I think D-Knight is still really good here, though, is the problem. But if I do this, then I have no answers into the Corviknight. I have Thunder Punch on Dragonite, which is pretty solid. So well, no, I can't bring both of the Pokemon that don't do any damage, right? Yeah, I can't bring Smeargle and Gothorita. So I'll go Smeargle Meowscarada this time. I don't think they're gonna expect me to just like run it back like this. And I'm pretty bulky on Meowscarada, so like the Passimian Drain Punch. Yeah, because when I go Terra Grass, it's not going to KO. If they are also like a close combat, I do survive that too. That's great. Okay. Touch my body and migrate. Okay. Oh, it's Clef Corv. Oh, this is the game plan. This is exactly what we wanted. Because I am going to soak into the Corviknight and Terra Grass and Flower Trick into that slot. And this should just KO. And if they redirect it, then I do the same thing into the Clefable. And I have the Skeleturge for the Corviknight. So I soak, and I Terra Grass, and I Flower Trick. I think they're going to be thinking the Corviknight's pretty safe. I don't think they're even going to click follow me this turn. They could. I think it's still reasonably, like, decently possible. Because they are goggles on Clefable. No, they're going to let me do it. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I get the soak. And I get the Flower Trick? Okay, please tell me this isn't like the world's bulkiest Corviknight. Let's go! A critical hit? Oh, that's hacks. Okay, that's incredible. And this is just like a Moonblast into Meowscarada? No, it's Misty Terrain. Oh, they prepped hard for Spore Smeargle. They prepped really hard for Spore Smeargle. We did also see Protect on Clefable. I need to make note of that. Okay, it's Passimian. Yeah. It's Passimian. I think Passimian will survive just like a regular Flower Trick. But I know they're Scarfed, so I can just do the same thing into the Passimian slot. Right? No, I want to... Yeah, I'll just do the same thing with the Passimian slot, because if they redirect it, then I KO Clefable. If they don't redirect it, then I KO Passimian. They're probably going to Terra. Yeah, it's probably like a Terra, Clefable, and redirect. Which that's also fine, because I'm going to get some information about what the Terra is. It's Terra Dragon, so it is not going to do that much. But I force the Terra at least. And just follow me. And close combat. Okay, so yeah, this is why we're bulky Meowscarada, and we're Overgrow now. And we're Overgrow. Yeah, Soak is gonna fail, but this is gonna do so much damage. So much tasty, tasty damage. Wow, yeah. Yeah, that did a lot. Okay. I am going to... I think I'll switch both. I think that they are going to Moonblast into the Meowscarada. I think it's like close combat into Smeargle, Moonblast into Meowscarada. So I'm going to switch Skeledirge for the Smeargle and Dragonite for the Meowscarada. That was the other way. I should have done that the other way. I really should have done that the other way. That's pretty bad. I think it should be okay. Okay, cool. Let's just follow me. Good. Okay, cool. That's the safer play. I'm trying to cover for like the more aggressive option. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, and actually, how much does my extreme speed do if they're at -2 defense? Yeah, E-Speed does a lot. I'm just going to Earth Power Clefable. And what does the most to a Terra Dragon Clefable? It's still E-Speed, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because low kick's only like 60 base power. Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to switch out the Scarf guy. That makes sense. That's Tyranitar. Cool. Really hoping I can get rid of Clefable here. Okay, no Protect. That's awesome. And this Earth Power should still do a lot. Yes. Okay, that's great. That's phenomenal. Okay. What do we do here? They go into Passimian. I can... I just want to scout whatever they lock into. I'm going to Torch Song the Passimian. I think if I Torch Song E-Speed, I'll just pick up that KO, and if I don't, then I'll knock it out with like another E-Speed. Or a Sucker Punch. Oh, that did nothing. Okay, but they do CC. I think that puts me in range of Rock Slide, though. Which is really unfortunate. I was really considering, like, sacking the... Okay, but that's Sucker Punch range. And I should survive this Rock Slide with Skeledirge. Oh, but they missed. Oh, I didn't even see that initially. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna like do it. That is just gonna do it. How do I get Smeargle the KO? Or how do I get Skeletor's the KO? Um, I am going to protect and E-Speed here. And then if they are not... if they're not AV, it's still not guaranteed, because I think they're like max HP, but like clear Amulet. So, and if that's the case, then like my Terragrass Flower Trick will KO. So I do have this, at the very least. Okay. That got a little bit spooky, but we made it through Earth Power and Flower Trick. The thing is, I'm not going to be able to do that again. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get away with that one again. So we're going to have to figure out a Game 3 plan. But at least now if I go down on this one, I feel pretty good about that game too. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, man, the Scarf Passimian. I was just talking to, I mean, like everybody, but specifically Chris and Masa, about how I didn't think that they were going to bring any Scarfers. I was like, oh, no way. So I think that this is actually the game where I leave Smeargle behind, because they know that their Passimian's faster than it because they're Scarfed. And they should also be... Not they should be. They know that my Smeargle is Scarfed because it was faster than my Masquerada. So that cat's out of the bag. I think I can go Goth Pikachu, though. I can go Goth Pikachu. They do have Misty Terrain, but I can just like click Hypnosis for fun. I think I do still need Dirge. I think it's Dirge D-Knight, and I go the slower like Trick Room ear route because I do think that they're going to bring Corviknight. Does Pikachu just faint to Clefable's Moonblast? The answer might shock you. It's yes. It's yes by a lot. If they are no investment, it's a roll because I'm a minus special defense nature. But at least here, I can fake out the Passimian if they lead it. Okay, they don't lead it. Okay. So this is very good, because I can potentially just get rid of the Corviknight here by going fake out into Clefable and Volt Tackle. If the Corviknight doesn't have Protect, then they either have to Terra or lose the Corviknight. Okay, no. That's great. Yeah, that's really, really good. Okay. The amount of recoil isn't as great. This is... Oh, I need to keep remembering the names. Okay, this is Passimian. Okay. At this point, I can let Pikachu go down. Actually, no, I don't have to. I can click Torment into this and protect Pikachu, because they can't knock out... Gothorita this turn. And if they click Follow Me, then they can't click Follow Me next turn. Yeah, this is where we slow it down. They do Follow Me, but now they can't click Follow Me again. Oh, okay. But that means that they're going after something that's slower than Pikachu. Because everything else on their team is slower than Pikachu, and they don't have any... They don't have any priority. Yeah, it's Tyranitar. And if they are no bulk on Tyranitar, I think they are reasonably bulky. But if they're no bulk, I will just be able to Brick Break them. I'll Brick Break, and I will just click Hypnosis. Because I have nothing better to do. And at this point, I'm fine with my Pokemon going down. I know that they don't have the Trick Room mode. I'm able to exploit whatever the Passimian locked itself into. I get Brick Break off, and they are bulky. Okay. Rock Slide comes out. That's going to KO Pikachu. Gothorita should survive through this turn. I can't imagine that Clefable is going to be strong enough to KO me at this point. Just because I am, like, silly bulky. Yeah, cool. But I do flinch. Okay. That is a bummer. Okay. How do we do this? I can go Dirge and Terra Ground. No, I have to go D-Knight, right? That flinch is pretty unfortunate. Yeah, I wish I had a spread move on D-Knight. That'd be pretty nice right now. Okay. I'll still go for Hypnosis. I don't have anything better to do here. And I Terra Flying and I Terra Blast into the T-Tar slot. Just in case that switched out to Passimian while they, like... I don't know. In case they were on some crazy stuff. This should just be like Follow Me Rock Slide. But if that's the case, then I'm able to pick up a double KO the next turn. Because we saw this Terra Blast do over 50% the first time, and we know they're goggles, so they're not getting any recovery. And Rock Slide misses one. Oh no, it's just the Charty Berry. Okay, yeah. Okay. If Tyranitar is what I think they are, I'm not confident my Torch Song will KO. I still need to Earth Power that slot. Clefable should protect this turn. Like, it should be Protect Clefable. And... I mean, basically just like sack D-Knight. I'll Earth Power here, though. Because then they get the Follow Me the next turn for the Passimian. But the Passimian can't really lock into anything. So I can still do this. I can still go Earth Power into T-Tar and Terra Blast Clefable. And if I get this double KO... oh, okay, hold on. Wait, what? Okay, so unless Passimian is also Rock Slide... Unless Passimian's also Rock Slide, I think we're okay. The problem is I think there's a decent chance that the Passimian is Rock Slide. And importantly, they haven't Terastallized yet. Right? Yeah, they haven't Terastallized. I mean, I will just Torch Song, and I don't have Protect here. I don't even know like what Terra they could be. The thing is, if they do have Rock Slide, I don't think it'll KO either. Oh yeah, no, their Rock Slide. Yeah, okay, I have some time. Okay, the Rock Slide at most is 82 damage to Dragonite. So I can still Terra Blast. They are gonna Terra. It's probably something that resists flying. Terra Rock, Rock Slide, if that's what they go for. Okay, it's Terra Ground. Okay. Terra Ground is okay. Is this an attack in a Skeledirge? Oh, it's Terra Ground, Terra Blast. They're scarfed. My Dragonite just wins, right? I guess they were just trying to keep Skeledirge from taking another KO, which I absolutely respect. But that's gonna be it. I guess they just didn't have a move to hit Dragonite. I guess they just didn't have Rock Slide, because like Rock Slide would be there out there. Okay, we were playing fast and loose for a bit, and things did get spooky, but that's finals, baby. We're there. We've made it to the promised land. Yeah, I mean, like, what is there to say except this guy? All for him. All for him. The justice. When I win finals next week, Sandshrew will be getting that KO, that rightful KO, put in the record books. I will be certain of it. But that's semifinals. That we did it. We made it through. I just feel bad, you know. Like the last 3 weeks I have just ended, you know, some of my good friends' seasons. It was Rockwell week 8. It was Matt in top 8, and now it's Alek. You know, just the Grim Reaper. I do also need to just point out this Pikachu. I couldn't use my shiny Pikachu for this match because Volt Tackle is one of the few moves that you can't transfer over with the Mirror Herb, and I found that out the hard way about 2 hours ago. So I just couldn't run Volt Tackle on this Pikachu, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we did it. I'll have to go back and count. I think Skeledirge and Tyranitar had about the same number of KOs, because Tyranitar didn't take a KO that last game, I don't think. Actually, no, it might have on Gothorita. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to go back and crunch the numbers. But yeah, I feel great. I feel great about the team. I feel great about how I played at least games 2 and 3, and all the techs came in. You know, the Decorate and the Soak. I wasn't able to click Memento or Switcheroo, but those were very situational anyway. Skeledirge, you know, doing throat spray stuff, just getting boosted up. The Pikachu and the Meowscarada as beneficiaries of this Smeargle and the Gothorita, and Gothorita as the Game 3 adjustment, clicking Torment, trapping the Clefable on the field and not letting it spam follow me. Ooh, juicy. Very, very good. Yeah, I feel really good about how that game went. The only thing is, you know, if I was more certain of the Tyranitar's bulk, you know, maybe it's better to Volt Tackle into the Clefable on that turn so that I can just get more damage down and set up a position where my Dragonite or my Skeledirge can, you know, kind of deal with the Tyranitar a little bit easier. But I think I still needed damage onto T-Tar there. I think that was still the right play because I needed to put Tyranitar in range of like whatever attack I had. Yeah, that one's spooky. And at least I did get it right that it was going to be physical this week because Alek loves to bring special T-Tar. But that's enough yapping. I've been talking so much throughout this entire video, except for the moments where I locked in. But yeah, that'll do it. We're heading to finals, baby, and we're gonna play either Keon or Gerd when we get there. I'm very excited. I think that game's gonna happen tomorrow, and I'm stoked to watch that one. So yeah, I'll catch y'all in finals, baby.